Yes, people, welcome back to another video on your daily Liverpool transfer video. We have updates from Ben Jacobs, Romano, Paul Joyce, all regarding the futures of Alexander Isak, Rodrigo, and Marc Guehi, plus the centre-back situation. Let's dive into it all then. The first one is kicking off with Ben Jacobs here. Liverpool would be happy to put down 120, 130 million on Alexander Isak because they think that's value. Of course, because why not? Rodrigo doesn't necessarily get the same value for money with the wages, tax, agent fees, and Real Madrid's €90 million asking price. Well, of course, because Rodrigo's probably going to be more an expensive deal overall. 90 million euros. So that's already you're probably paying so far an extra 50 million for Isak. You're paying the agent fees, the wages. It's going to be just an overall more expensive deal to do. But we do have other updates regarding Isak. This is what what's his name? Mark Douglas is coming out and saying Alexander Isak's camp plan to apply pressure on the situation of Newcastle, which may force the club to buckle, and as he looks to leave the club and pursue a move to Anfield. Obviously, we know he's been missing out on the training team. He's been missing out on the barbecues, you know. He's not going to be playing at any of Newcastle's, any of their remaining preseason games. He's not going to be doing any of that. He's going to be training alone. Craig Hope, respected journalist over in Newcastle, believes Isak will join Liverpool this summer for a British record fee approaching 150 million, but that can happen. At least strikers have to find their way in St James's Park. Well, we do have updates. Newcastle are holding talks with Jackson. They're holding talks with other players as well. And it looks like they are looking to really ramp up that Wissa deal. That's looking like that's probably potentially get over the line in the coming days. So I do expect him within the next week, Liverpool to really ramp up their pursuit with another bid for him. David C. Cop Liverpool will return with a second offer for Alexander Isak. And obviously Romano did tweet this out, that Liverpool maintain their focus on Alexander Isak for the final few weeks of the window. New proposal ready to be submitted. Newcastle open the doors during the move. Isak maintains his position. He doesn't want to play or stay at Newcastle. He wants to join LFC. And obviously he's made that million to Eddie Howe. We know that he had that meeting, and I think he must have just said to him, look, no offence, mate, I want to go. I want to go. Let me go. And I think that's what's going to happen in that regards with Alexander Isak. I expect Liverpool to be putting in another bid. I reckon if Newcastle haven't brought anyone in within the next week, I think Liverpool just bid, because at that point you probably got 2 weeks left to the window. Would have to start pursuing him and start bidding for him very soon, because how long do we give Newcastle to bring in players? We've done everything on our side. The players done everything on his side. It's down to Newcastle now. But yeah, that is the update. Small updates regarding Alexander Isak, that he's still pushing for the move. And Newcastle are looking out for strikers now. The likes of Jackson, like I said, and Wissa are looking like that's going to get done potentially in the coming days. We're moving to the centre-back situation. A big worry for Liverpool Football Club this summer. Paul Joyce has given updates regarding that. He said, Marc Guehi is Liverpool's situation worth watching. A lot will depend on Crystal Palace's asking price. Liverpool currently do not value the defender at 50 million. They do not value the defender at 50 million. They do. It will need to be considerably lower for them to make a move for the England international. For me, this price goes down as the days go on. I think people need to relax about the centre-back situation, but mainly due to the factors of, because think of this. He's got 1 year left. Crystal Palace defender. Now, as the days go on, that price will go down. Naturally, it will. Because it's either, right, okay, do we let him go on a free, or do we sell him now for a little bit of cash and we can reinvest that back into the squad? Which I believe they tried to bring in Monday, I think, from Sporting. I can't remember if they got that deal over the line or not. So that's why I think Liverpool still end up with him. I still think we get Marc Guehi, potentially another centre-back, but it's good to see that we are still looking at this situation, because I know a lot of our fan base is slightly concerned on the situation. I'm not, because Liverpool wouldn't have sold Jarrell Kwanzaa thinking, oh yeah, we'll go into the season with 3 Sunni centre backs. Oh yeah, Gravenberch and Endo can play there. Nah, Liverpool will buy a centre back, 100%, 10%. I think they just got the cash in quickly for Kwanzaa, and they knew stylistically the game plan around Marc Guehi is hoping that price tag will lower and lower and lower. I think Marc Guehi will be a deal that Liverpool will probably do in the last 10 to 7 days of the window, in my opinion. I think right now they're more focused on bringing Alexander Isak and potentially a top-class winger, as Ryan Blankenberg did say himself. But that's not all regarding the centre-backs. Paul Joyce, Liverpool are certainly going to push to bring a defender in. 1,000%. 1,000%. Again, we're not going to go into the season with 3 senior centre-backs and 2 players that could potentially play there. Not a chance. Not a chance of Liverpool going to be doing that. If that was the case, it would be stupid. If Liverpool had done that, in my opinion. And obviously, yeah, Lewis Steele basically echoing what I personally think. As all goes on, it is possible that Chris Malipas might budge a bit on their asking price. Exactly. Because, again, it comes back to the point, do we lose him for free? Where we can potentially sign on with Liverpool in January, because he's not going to sign a new contract. He's not signing a new contract. He's either staying at Crystal Palace for 1 year or leaving on free. And you could potentially still get 30 to 40 million quid, reinvest that back in squad. Crystal Palace has done nothing. Obviously, I know they've got the court case going on with the Europa League and the Conference League. I think that potentially is a thing, because maybe if he was going to be in Conference League, his valuation goes down by 5-10 mil, but just due to the quality of the competitions. So I do think it's certainly going to be an interesting situation regarding him. Now, we spoke about a couple of weeks ago that Liverpool still 100% wants Rodrigo, but this came out if PSG wants to sell Barcola, Rodrigo could go there. But IndyCar said this. Now, people would laugh at the source. This guy's been correct a lot. David Ornstein even crediting him. So, there's definitely something within this. Exclusive, LFC and Arsenal both contacted Real Madrid to inquire on Rodrigo on loan with an obligation to buy in the summer 2026. Be all over this. Because Liverpool will probably have to pay, 50%, 40% of his wages. We'll get an out-and-out winger. It's less pressure on Rio. It's more stylistically different options. A winger that can actually beat their man, run at the man, get in behind. Going on the inside, going on the outside. Playing across the front three. So when the likes of Mohamed Salah does go to AFCON, he can probably do a job on the right wing side as well. This will be an absolute steal if we were to do it. And again, with an obligation to buy, we don't have to buy him. And then if he does really well, we can buy him for 18, 70 million quid. I don't think Liverpool will be too fussed at. But I would love Rodrigo, man. Rodrigo would be an unbelievable signing for us. Do I see it happening? Would Real Madrid want to loan him, though? I don't know. I do think something will happen with Rodrigo's situation, because we've known for some months now he's meant to be having this chat with Alonso. When's this chat happening? The decision. I think if he leaves, he's either going Liverpool, Arsenal, Bayern or PSG. But then Bayern also brought in Luis Diaz, so I think it's one of those three. Potentially Man City, if Jack Grealish goes to Everton, that could be a situation to definitely keep an eye out on. But yeah, Rodrigo would be a cracking signing, because we do need forwards. We can't be rocking into the season with just Ekitike, Salah and Gakpo. Hence why we want to bring in an Alexander Isak who can bang us 20 plus goals easily a season without having to put that pressure on Rio, the likes of Jadon Downs, etc. We do have injuries, or when Mo Salah goes to AFCON, etc. Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be a really interesting situation to see how Liverpool do tackle the left wing market. If they do bring in that versatile forward, because we know for some time we do want a versatile forward who can play across the front three on the left in particular. So I'm intrigued, and obviously now after selling Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz, Chiesa soon, it's time to bring in another attacker in my opinion. But we're gonna have to wait and see. People, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you do hit the like button and you are subscribing. We're on that road to 3,000 subscribers now, so let's aim to push to get there. And yeah, that is your updates regarding Isak, Rodrigo, and Marc Guehi. Enjoy your Friday night and your weekend. Take care.